هم شر البرية إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك هم خير البرية جزاؤهم عند ربهم جنات عدن تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه ذلك لمن خشي ربه صدق الله العلي العظيم صلوات.
Thank you, Brother Muslim, for that wonderful recitation. On behalf of Jaffari Islamic Youth, Let's Connect, Nudba Group, and the Ladies Committee of ISIJ, I'd like to warmly welcome each and every one of you to Roots and Roots. So this is actually my second time emceeing for this group, and I don't know if that means I did such a great job the first time that they couldn't resist calling me back, or maybe just Mumtaz Auntie loves me so much that she just can't let me go. Either way, I'm honored to be here again, and inshallah tonight will be a meaningful and enjoyable event for us all. The theme of Roots and Roots is simple but powerful, building bridges between global and local youth. Roots remind us of where we've come from, our values, our families, and our cultures. Stay with me now. Our roots remind us of where we've come from, but our roots represent the journeys we're all on, whether we came here from abroad or grew up right here in this community. Tonight is about connecting roots and roots together. Before we begin, just a few housekeeping announcements. Brothers' washrooms are located up the stairs near the wudu area. And for the sisters to my right, there should be a door. If you go straight outside, it's located opposite. Islamic dress code is in effect tonight. Please remember to maintain proper hijab, to respect one another, and to keep our noise levels low so that everyone can fully engage. If you do require any assistance or have any concerns, our volunteers should be on the sides and I'm sure would be happy to assist you. Just to give you a quick roadmap of tonight's program, we'll begin with some opening speeches, enjoy dinner, then move into a discussion panel, followed by games and challenges, a quiz, my favorite part, the raffle, and a very special presentation towards the end, and we'll finish off with a closing dua. So with that, let's get started. Our program begins with a few words from our respected guests. I'd like to first call upon Brother Rizwan Khalfan, the president of ISIJ, to the podium. Please welcome him with your loudest of salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
I begin in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, Salman. On the theme of roots and roots, if I say it correctly. But before I go there, let's take an opportunity to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all our blessings. And appreciate the organizers, Duai Nutba group, our ladies chairs, volunteers on both sides, for hosting this event. I thought I'd share maybe a couple of questions that I normally get asked and share my experiences with you, and hopefully it's relevant. it is related to the topic of roots and roots. So I effectively came in the 80s from Mombasa, Kenya, and did 1 year in high school before I went to University of Toronto. So a lot of people ask me, so what was it like 36 years ago when you came to Canada? It was a very small community. We had Bayview Center on Bayview just south of John. And for different reasons, we ended up in Pickering. I don't know how many of you know Pickering. So Pickering is out east. But back in the 80s, it was not as diverse as it is now. So when I went to high school, I went to Pickering High School. And you may know that Pickering High School actually is in Ajax, not in Pickering, because there was no high school in Pickering. A few years later, they developed a new high school. So my younger brothers went to the newer high schools. I believe it was Dunbarton at that time. And so when I'd go to school, given there was no diversity, they'd ask me, where are you from? And I'd say, I'm from East Africa, Kenya. And they're like, but you don't look African. And I'm like, I speak Swahili, I am Kenyan. And they're like, no way, you just, you look Arab, you look Indian, you look Pakistani, you look, name every other nation. And, that's when I started to think about my identity. Because otherwise I was quite convinced I was East African, Koja East African. And I realized that obviously we are from the subcontinent, our ancestors journeyed from a place called Bhavnagar in Gujarat to East Africa in Zanzibar, and then kind of made our way inroads. And the funny part was, as I was getting my head around the fact that I was actually Indian, because by then, I was still questioning that, I got a survey. And the survey said, what's your name, age, ethnicity. So it says Caucasian, clearly not. African, not. I wanted to put African, but I was told I'm not African, so I said not. Then it says Indian. So I'm like, okay, that must be me. And I go down, it says, which tribe? So I'm like, okay, this is really confusing. Cherokee? I'm not, right? It was referring to the indigenous. So at that time in the 80s, they would call the indigenous people Indians. So I filled out Indian, putting down, tribe as NA. And I handed it in, and then somebody called me and said, but you're not Indian. I go, you guys have to make up your mind. I'm not African, I'm not Indian. You got to make up your mind. And they said, but this Indian is red Indian. You're actually brown Indian. The reason I tell you the story is that identity is important. It's really important, and we are blessed, that we can come to this community where we have people who have similar backgrounds, similar values. Everybody in Canada is an immigrant. Everybody at some point, was a foreign student. I was a foreign student. And, it's important to keep your heritage. It's important to keep your culture, and obviously very important to keep your faith. And I'll relate this to the next question I get asked, and hopefully this also you find relevant. So a lot of people in my professional life, I worked in Canada, in the US, in New York, Chicago, and in the UK, in London, in banking and technology. And a lot of people will ask me, so what are the keys to success, progression, recognition, et cetera, et cetera? And, my answer is always, around the fact that, number one, you need the right work ethic. You need to work hard, but most immigrants work really hard, so that comes naturally to them. Second thing, have the curiosity, always a learning mindset. Till today, I've managed thousands of people, but I still feel like I'm a student of leadership. I'm learning about leadership all the time, and refining my skill. And so if you have a curious mind, you're constantly learning, that's a key part of your success. Third thing that comes to mind is, sooner or later you realize it's never about me, it's about we. The sooner you realize, the better you're off. What I mean by that is, most of the important, significant, critical work that you're going to do, is going to be in a team environment. So how can you uplift that team? So you could be a great individual contributor, but till you figure out how you're going to contribute to your team and uplift them so they all do better, That to me is a successful criteria. The thing that I learned, more recently, and maybe I'm just slow, is values are really important. And when we came in the 80s, tying back, yeah, I gotta say, I wasn't very open about being a Muslim. Yes, I was a practicing Muslim. I'd find a corner to go pray, but I was hiding. I'd fast, but I didn't want to explain what I was doing. Like I remember at Citibank when I first started, they had a cafeteria there, so I'd go to lunch, and then 1 month I'd just disappear. So they'd ask me, "Oh, what happened to you? Why didn't you come for lunch for 1 month?" And I wouldn't actually explain that I was fasting. Things have changed. Now, being a Muslim, my children, you, the next generation, you have a strong identity. You're a proud Muslim. When you come in, you can say, I'm in hijab. I pray, I fast. My teachings are the following of the Prophet and his Ahlul Bayt. It's very, people understand that. So be a proud Muslim, be proud of your heritage, where you came from, and a grateful Canadian. Canada is a great country. I mean, there's not too many, no country is perfect, but Canada is a great country to be here and influence, this country to be what we want it to be versus others deciding what it is for us. The point I was going to make around values is that today, in the world that we live in, there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lack of leadership at the global level. Uncertainty, geopolitical. There's wars, never-ending wars. There's desensitization of human suffering. And by the way, I've never seen youth unemployment at the level that we're seeing right now. So that's a big challenge. I'm sure there are many, many challenges. But what people are looking for are values. And we are so blessed that we have a comprehensive way of life in the faith that we belong to. Like every aspect of our life is defined for us, in terms of how we can practice, how we can actually come out using the values that we are taught. And that is a differentiator. So be a proud Muslim, be proud of where you came from, be grateful, thankful for being in this country, for the blessings we have, but hold on to your values, because I believe both in the professional world and in the business world, that's going to be a differentiator. I know a few of the speeches are in between you and dinner, so I won't stay that long. Hopefully you find this useful, and I'll be around. I love to hear your comments. I love to hear your questions if I can answer them. But I'll be around, and if there's anything I can actually answer, feel free. But if there's anything I or the board can do to support you, it's really important for us. It's a priority. I know somebody mentioned to me that they came to the youth question answer we had, which went on and on forever. But I kind of enjoy that. I want to hear from you, and this is your time. So thank you again. Hopefully you get a chance to connect. You get a chance to discuss your route, your roots, and I get to hear that. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much for your very insightful words. It was good to hear the stories of what your route looked like, and to hear some great advice as well. I personally had no idea that you thought you were a Red Indian, so that's good to know. For the next speech of the day I'd like to invite Sister Sajida Habib, the chair lady of Jaffari Community Center. Please welcome her with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I'm not Brother Rizwan Khalfan. I will need my notes. Welcome Brother Rizwan Khalfan, Mumtaz Bai, and our dear students in GIY. Sister Zira Dilawar is here too, our past chair lady. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. It's truly a privilege to welcome you all to our mosque and our community. I want to give special kudos to Mumtaz Bai Suleiman, who has honestly championed the cause for the international students, making sure that none of you are lost here and all of you feel at home. Her tireless efforts really show the spirit of service in ensuring you all belong. To all of you that are new here, I encourage you to make this mosque your hub, your home away from home. I'll tell you an example from my own life. My son Hassan went far, to me was far, which is Vancouver. You all have come from so much further away. I was really worried about him. He was studying, sometimes he would not be ill. What helped him though is the Sakalain Muslim Society of Vancouver. They would rent cars and take them up. UBC is about 45 minutes from the mosque, and they would take them all to the mosque for big events. And once a week, they'd have a session at UBC. They would all gather and have a meal together. Now, UBC is a smaller campus, not as many children, and I know that you guys are all across GTA. I'm sure we can talk Brother Rizwan Khalfan in making this happen. Instead of just the Finch buses coming to the mosque, it would be so much easier if we can pick them up from downtown and from York. It's much easier to get there than take the subway, come here, go back on the subway late at night. So I'm sure he will make it happen. We need to talk to him further. I hope you'll all feel the same kind of welcome here. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We also have, for the ladies, for the young girls, we have once a month youth night on Thursdays where the youth take over. They make the chai, they serve and all of that. We really want you to participate in every way that you possibly can. Okay, thank you and welcome.
Thank you so much to Chair Lady for that wonderful speech and some great words of advice and insight. I know personally I need a break now, so inshallah, thank you to the two speakers. At this time, dinner should be ready, and so please help yourselves to the delicious food from Sheikh Shack, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, thank you so much. Salat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. All right, everyone. I hope you're all enjoying the delicious dinner. And I hope everyone's all recharged now. And so we will now be moving on to the next segment while you may continue eating. We'll be now moving on to the next exciting and interactive part, our panel discussion. So I'd like to first introduce our panelists for this evening. I'd like to invite forward Brother Taha Daramsi, Brother Kazim Jafar, and Sisters Mubaraka Daramsi, Sakina Hassan Ali, Asma Karim, and Sister Sarah Manik with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Okay, before we actually get started with our panel segment, I'd like to invite forward Sister Zahra Auntie, for a speech to just say a few words. Please welcome her with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Respected President of ISIJ, Brother Rizwan Khalfan, Secretary Rizwan Merchant, Chair Lady Sister Sajida Habib, JCC Ladies Committee, Board Members, Brother Mesam Jan Muhammad Youth Liaison, Youth Chair, Brother Hussain, international students, youth of our community, and all our volunteers, Assalamu alaikum. It is truly an honor for me to stand here with all of you this evening. Gatherings like these are special because they remind us of what a strong, caring, and connected community we are blessed to be a part of. When I was the chairlady of JCC, I had the privilege of hosting collaborative events between the JCC Ladies Committee and the Nudba group. Our incoming chairlady, Sister Sajida Habib, has taken on this collaboration with the same passion and commitment, ensuring that our youth and international students continue to receive the support they need. This work was very close to my heart, and I'm humbled that now Sister Mumtaz Suleiman has offered me the position of ambassador to the Nudba group, a role I have accepted with great honor. I would also like to sincerely appreciate Brother Rizwan Khalfan, our president, Sister Sajida Habib, our chairlady, Ladies Committee, board members, Brother Mesam Jan Muhammad, Youth Liaison, and Youth Chair, Brother Hasnain, and his team, all the Nudba volunteers, for their dedication and support in creating spaces like these for youth and international students. Your collective efforts ensure that our community continues to thrive and remain welcoming for all. Tonight's program, Roots and Roots, Building Bridges Between Global and Local Youth, is a wonderful initiative to bring everyone together. We'll begin with an exciting raffle with prizes including a bike and beautifully crafted Quran stands. There will be games and icebreakers to help everyone connect and build friendships. After that, a discussion panel where international students and community members will share their journeys, challenges, and successes. To the international students and youth here today, I'd like to offer a few heartfelt words of advice. Stay connected, be engaged with the community. You are never alone, and there is always support here for you. Ask for help, whether you need guidance, a place to stay, or just someone to talk to. Reach out. There are people ready to help. Give back. Even a few hours a month of volunteering can make a difference. You can visit the elderly and sick, offer respite to caregivers, or assist with community programs. These small acts of kindness leave a big impact. Become a member of ISIJ, join Nudba group, and be part of a network that helps others, supports new students, and strengthens the bonds of a community. Find balance, work hard, study well, but also take care of your health, your spirituality, and your mental well-being. And before I conclude, I would like to recognize Sister Mumtaz Suleiman, the heart and driving force behind the Nudba group. For over 10 years, she has led initiatives like Let's Connect, which provides international students with a true home away from home. Through this program, students are welcomed into a WhatsApp group to stay connected, assisted with safe accommodation, guided towards job opportunities, given access to immigration, resources, and career counseling, and supported through a Karze Hasana fund for short-term financial aid. Despite her health challenges, Sister Mumtaz continues to serve with incredible dedication and compassion. Her efforts inspire us all and remind us that service to others is one of the highest forms of worship. She kept on saying, "It's not over until it's over." One thing I must say I admire about Mumtaz is the way she cracks jokes and connects with the students. She makes them feel like she's their age and treats each one like they are the most important. Thank you all for your time, patience, presence, and your continued support for these initiatives. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Just before we continue on to our panel discussion, I'd like to say a little bit about Zahra Aunty. For those who may not know, she has been a tireless worker in our community for many years. She pours her energy and dedication into every initiative, and her efforts often happen quietly behind the scenes. In fact, as I was told today, just the other day when Maulana heard her speak, he was surprised to realize the extent of the work that the Nudba group is doing for the community. Not just through recitations, not through service, organization, and even consistent support of programs like this one. We're truly grateful for her leadership and inspiration. Thank you so much, Zahra Aunty, for your heartfelt words and for everything you continue to do for this community. Salat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. On to tonight's panel discussion. The format that we'll be using tonight is called Dear Compass. These are real-life scenarios faced by students and young professionals in Canada. I'll read each scenario out loud, and our panelists will share their thoughts and their advice. Other panelists are welcome to add comments after each response. So let's begin with our first letter. Dear Compass, Academic Shock. Back home, I was considered one of the top students in my class. But here in Canada, the education system feels like a whole new world. Professors expect us to learn so much on our own. Assignments are mostly group-based, but the grading is way stricter than what I'm used to. In lectures, everyone seems confident asking questions, but I feel embarrassed because of my accent and sometimes keep quiet even when I don't understand. I stay up late watching YouTube tutorials just to keep up, but I'm still falling behind. How can I adjust to this new academic culture without burning out or losing confidence in myself? Overwhelmed student. I'd like to hand this over to Sister Mubaraka to give us a little bit of insight on this situation. Yes, please.
So, dear student, well, you aren't alone. Me and Mumtaz Aunty both have been there. This is a very common feeling that we all have when you're not only moving to a new country, but you're adjusting to a new lifestyle, a new education system, and new people, new culture. So there's no doubt that there's going to be a lot of struggle there, especially because you may be used to being the A-star student, the one who is confidently speaking up in class. But now you've been put into this complete new experience, so you shouldn't have the expectation that you'll be able to do exactly everything that you were able to do before. So the first thing I'll say is that give yourself some compassion and grace. It's going to be difficult, but you will get there. So be kind to yourself and try to do things in smaller steps. If you're feeling like you can't speak in front of the whole class, maybe speak in front of a smaller group of people. And then slowly, get up there until you build a confidence to be able to speak in larger crowds. And finally, it's very important to take care of yourself. Burnout is definitely very real, especially as a new student navigating through new assignments, so much readings, different types of learning ways that you may not be used to. So make sure you give some time to yourself every day to do something that you enjoy. And remember that taking care of yourself is also part of your education journey and being successful in your academics.
Thank you so much, Sister Mubaraka. I think that's a very practical way of looking at it and some great advice overall. So let's take a listen to our next letter. Dear Compass, back home, faith was built into daily life. There was always a masjid nearby, halal food everywhere, and nobody questioned if I needed to step out for salah. Here, I feel out of place when I ask for a prayer space, and sometimes I just skip because I don't want people staring at me. I even hesitate to tell classmates I can't join them for certain events because of my religious values. Slowly, I feel like I'm compromising little things just to fit in, but it makes me feel disconnected from myself. How do I stay strong in my faith and still adapt to life in Canada without constantly feeling like I'm on the outside? Faithful but frustrated. I'd like to hand this over to Sister Sakina Hasnali to give us some insight.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Okay, so that's definitely a tough one. And I think I would say that probably both local students and international students go through something like that, especially when you're starting off at university or a new job and the shock of it all. Being around new people can be extremely intimidating. But I would say that I think we have to redefine what fitting in means. So instead of thinking that we have to fit in, I think maybe we can think about it as grounding ourselves in a new space. And accepting that will look different and that we will have to kind of go and dig deeper into the parts of us that need like strength. To do the difficult things that we need to do. That's number one. Number two, I think I would say that it's important to anchor yourself and your faith privately first and ensure that it really is something that you care about and something that you define your life with. That will give you then confidence to publicly ask for the space that you need. So if that means that ensuring that your salah is on time, that you are partaking in dhikr, that you're listening to lectures that move you, I think doing that in private first will give you a lot of confidence in then asking for it publicly. Number three, I would say try and build like micro support systems and look for allies. So, as humans, we can tell who our allies are through like the energy that we when we interact with people. And so I would say that look for people who you think can be that support system for you, whether it's a teacher or somebody at the International Students Office, and try and get their advice around how you can best practice. Ultimately, though, it's really about building that confidence slowly. And I will say that people really appreciate and respect sincerity more than they respect conformity. So don't ever think that you have to conform. Don't think that you have to like assimilate in a way that has to be very different from your values, because your values are important and you know that. And inshallah, we're all here to help you out as well.
Thank you so much, Sister Sakina. I think that was a very important reminder. You know, in the moment, it's very easy to feel like you're the only one facing these kind of situations. But, you know, hearing your advice can really put it into perspective and can show us how we can approach it with confidence. On to the next compass. Dear Compass, this is my first time living away from my family. And honestly, it's a lot harder than I imagined. I miss the daily routines back home, eating dinner with my parents, laughing with my siblings, even hearing the familiar sounds of my neighborhood. Here, everything feels so quiet when I go back to my room. And sometimes the loneliness is overwhelming. Phone calls and video chats help, but with the time difference, I can't always reach them when I need to. There are days when I question if studying abroad was the right choice. How can I cope with homesickness in a healthy way and still stay focused on my studies, missing home? I'd like to hand this over to Sister Asma to give us a little bit of insight.
Assalamu alaikum. First, I'd like to say that homesickness is completely normal and you're not alone. Everyone goes through it. I went through it when I first came here as well. There's days that feel easier, there's days that feel harder. So the first thing I'd say is be open-minded. Do realize that you are in a new place and it's going to take you a few days or a few months or a few years to adjust completely. So allow yourself that grace to experience new things, to meet new people, and just to try new things in general. I would say a great way to do that is building your own community in this new place. I did that via TMA, which is the Thaqlain Muslim Association. Alhamdulillah, that's something that every university in the GTA has. So go to those events, you'll find people who are like-minded with you, same values. It makes it a lot easier because there's people who understand how you are feeling as well. Go for events such as these, find people that come from your hometown so that you don't lose completely parts of yourself. I would say also share your culture with others. I know all my friends are locals from Canada, so I just gave them my Dar version, telling them things that I used to do back home, teaching them Swahili words. So assimilate them as well into your culture, don't lose yourself. And just, you know, try new things, do new things. The mosque has sports, go for sports, join the gym. Do all these things that you have the ability to do and make you feel better. Take 10 minutes out of your day, like Mubaraka said earlier. Do things that just excite you. Engage in your hobbies, and it will soon ease out, and you can call this your second home in a while as well.
Thank you so much, Sister Asma. I think that was really encouraging, and it shows us that even when situations seem tough, there's always ways to adapt and grow stronger. On to the next compass. Dear Compass, I came to Canada full of dreams, a good degree, a stable career, and maybe even building a new life here. But now that I'm getting closer to graduation, I feel lost. Some of my classmates are already talking about permanent residency and job offers, while I'm stuck wondering whether I should go back home, stay here, or look for opportunities elsewhere. Each option feels risky. Going back means starting over. Staying means navigating immigration challenges, and moving again feels overwhelming. I feel pressure from my family to make it here, but I'm unsure if that's what I really want. How do I plan for my future when so much feels uncertain? Future on hold. I'd like to pass this to Brother Kazim to give us a little advice on that.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So I don't think the struggle starts at the time of graduation. The struggle starts before you came to Canada when you're applying for student visas. You had to go and ask people, those who are already in Canada, what documents you had to provide, what steps you took to apply for university or college. So it doesn't start after graduating or before graduating that, oh, what am I going to do, how to get my PR. So because you're here, you found your ways to get here, to get your student visa. You took your time and effort from your parents, gave all the support you needed. Similar way, you'll get that effort from your parents, from the people around you to get that achievement, what you want to do. And from a personal experience as well, networking is a really big thing. Sister Sajida said volunteering is a very good thing. And from a personal life experience as well, if you want to come and volunteer, make sure you do, because you never know where that volunteer would network with another person in that community and where it will take you. Because I was reading an article where a person who's working in a big tech company. He was just sitting in a niyaz with someone, eating food together, and that person he was eating with, he found him a job, and now where he took him the level where he is at right now. So you never know if you're volunteering or eating with someone beside you during niyaz time, where it can take you forward. So I would really recommend everyone to connect with people, network, and of course, build your connection with everyone in order to achieve your goals. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother. That was very insightful. On to the next compass. Dear compass, I see people around me going to parties, hanging out after class, or joining sports teams, but I often feel left out. Sometimes I want to join, but I worry about whether the environment will respect my values. Other times, I don't even know how to start a conversation because I feel like an outsider. How can I build friendships without losing myself or feeling like I don't belong on the sidelines? I'd like to give this one to Brother Taha to give us some advice on that.
Welcome, everyone. This is, I think, it's extremely correlated to what Brother Kazim just said. Networking, meeting new people, every single small step makes a huge difference. I still remember the first year I came here, I would just go to every event I would be invited to. You know, there's a protest to go and help for this Jaffari village in Vaughan City Hall. I got on the bus and went. And, you know, at that time I was trying to meet as many people as possible, trying to network as much as possible, showing up for events. And I think that alone is a big driver of helping you, you know, assimilate with that culture itself. The other part that I would say is also remembering that you have a community that you have access to. A lot of people have shared interests with you that might not be, you know, directly related to school or work, but there might be sports that you're interested in together. Doing things in that alone really takes you in a long way ahead, because you don't know what who you'll meet. And back to Brother Kazim's point, even like a niyaz, something as small as sharing a meal together really helps drive things a long way.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that perspective. I think it's clear that it comes from real experience, and I think that really makes the advice more powerful because it helps us to apply it practically in our lives as well. On to our next scenario. Dear Compass, back home, I was really involved in community service, tutoring younger kids, helping at the mosque, and volunteering at local charities. Here in Canada, I don't know where to start. I want to give back and feel connected, but I'm not sure where newcomers like me are welcomed or how to balance it with schoolwork. Are there volunteer opportunities where I can feel useful and still grow? Helper without a home. I'd like to first hand this over to Sister Sakina to give us some insight, please.
Okay, so this is this is a really good one. It's an interesting one, and I think everybody on this panel can speak to this actually, because all of us came here as international students, and then kind of got involved in different ways, especially here at ISIJ. I think the first thing is to really see volunteering as a means to connect. So like volunteering helps you with connections. Our community is huge. And when you can find a corner of it that you can help, there's nothing better than that. And I say that also selfishly, because I want all you guys to join the different committees that we have here at the ISIJ. But honestly, I think the best way to get involved is to notice the gaps within the community and then align it with your strengths. So if you notice that something could use work or something could be better, and you know that your skills would really benefit that, contact the people, join the committees or just help out. Whether it's a committee that you're joining or you're serving chai, everywhere you can be useful. That's number one. Number two is also getting like being comfortable with being uncomfortable. I think, you know, growing up, the communities that we were around, you know, we grew up around those communities. We knew the people there. People knew what our strengths were. So we didn't really have to go and like show them that, hey, like I can do this work. But here, nobody knows who you are, unfortunately. So you have to tell them that, hey, like you can trust me to do this work. And that means kind of being uncomfortable with being comfortable with discomfort. And so I think if you can push through that, that would be great. And finally, I would say just do a little bit of research. If you look online, whether like locally in the GTA or at the ISIJ, there's always opportunities that you can help with. And like one of the other brothers said, like look at what events are happening within the community, join those events and see who you can network with and where you can showcase results. Because people want to work with people who can produce results. And if you can sort of improve something and show that you can do that, then that's gold. I hope that was helpful.
Amazing, thank you so much. Before we continue on to the next scenario, I'd like to request Sister Sarah if there's anything to add, considering you are on the Jaffari Youth Committee, if there's any piece of advice that you'd like to add on.
I think I've been put on the spot here, but pieces of it, I think everybody's pretty much said a lot of the things that need to be said, which is to find your own community and to be able to connect with it. It's difficult to figure out what that is, though we are blessed with having this building. It doesn't mean that you walk in and you feel like, hey, I belong right away. I think I was speaking to somebody tonight and they said that even amongst people at mosque, you might feel left out because you realize maybe I don't dress the same way as everybody else, or maybe I don't talk the same way or come from the same background. So it takes some effort, but I think putting yourself in a group, joining a committee, like Sister Sakina said, is a good way to start, because it's only whenever you experience things together that you learn about each other a little bit more and can build that sense of community and belonging.
Considering you were put on the spot, I think that's some great advice. On to the next compass. Dear compass, I love my culture and traditions, but sometimes I feel like they clash with the Canadian lifestyle. For example, I dress differently, eat different food, and celebrate different holidays. I don't want to change who I am, but I also don't want to feel like I'm too different from everyone else. How do I embrace Canadian culture while still holding on to my roots between two worlds? Sister Sarah, I liked your last piece of advice so much that I'd like to hand this one over to you as well.
I thank you. I find it funny that I'm getting this one being a person who grew up here, but actually it's still something that's relevant to me too. Regardless of where we're from, I think that need to belong is always there. Because I think a clash of culture isn't just difficult because it's a clash of culture. It's not like, oh, I'm different, you're different, great. There's something deeper there, right? We all have this need to belong. Allah created us as social beings. And so I want to look like others. I want to be like the other people around me so that I can have that connection and fulfill that need to belong. And then you enter university and you look around and you're like, hey, the people here dress a bit differently from me. Not everyone's wearing the scarf. And maybe you might be somebody who who chose to wear the abaya. Maybe not everybody wears that. And so there's that first level of difference that we don't look the same. And then you might have a conversation with somebody and realize, hey, there's a second level of difference, which is even more important than the fact that we don't look the same, is we don't think the same. We don't all have the same values out there. And I don't know which part was more jarring, the differences in our clothing or the differences in our thinking. But I'll give you a good example of something that happened to me the first week of university. So it was Frosh Week. And that's the week where you're supposed to go and make friends, right? They put you in random groups, you do random activities together, and hopefully by the end of it, you're besties for the next 4 years and beyond. But it doesn't work like that in reality. So there I was. I joined my group of people, and we were going through a full day of activities that I can't even remember. But it was pretty awkward, I'll give you that. And then at the end of it, I was so hungry. So I was like, okay, we're going together. We're going to go get food, and it's lovely. We're going this long walk. I'm lost. It's the middle of downtown. I haven't explored this area before, but my group leader is there, and he's going to make sure we get to some food, right? It's going to be pizza. It's going to be great. And then the place we end up at was not a pizza shop. It was actually his friend's apartment. I'm like, wait, what? Where's the food? I'm really hungry here. And then I realized that this is really strange. I'm not comfortable. I'm leaving. I will go home and eat the good food that my mom made, probably pilau or something else. But I think that the reason why I wanted to share that with you is just that it's strange and it's awkward. And we don't always belong, even though we really want to, even though they're telling us, this is where you're going to find your friends, right? But then Fresh wasn't all bad, right? I also found somebody else who I knew from mosque. And I said, hey, this is really cool. You're an older student in the same program as I. That's really fancy. And so I think what I want to get to is, what does it really mean to belong? It's to have your own community, to find people who are like you and to feel that need to fit in. It's not to be like everybody else, because whenever you look at everybody else, you realize that I'm not like them all. Rather, I've made my own definition for what it means to be cool. It means to be confident and know that you need not conform to others and you can be true to yourself. I think whoever has been cool around me has been the people who have been confident in whatever it is that they're doing, whether you're being ridiculous or whether you're being really studious or being Muslim. So the question is, how do you become cool or confident? And I think it's not something that can be done alone. So you build your community. You go to the TMA events, you find the people who wear scarf, or the people who are, I guess for the boys, not the people who wear scarf, the other people who are like you. You might go to a Salat space. I know some people avoid the Salat spaces at prime Salat time just because it's like, hey, we might run into the Jamaat and not know what to do there whenever we have to join. But try it out. Just because I would say go to the Salat space to meet new people. I still remember I had a contact in my phone called Hina from the Salat room. So it was this girl, Hina, and I met her at the Salat room. And I think that's still her contact in my phone. But I digress. The question was how to embrace Canadian culture while holding on to my roots. And the answer is build a community of people who just happen to be here in Canada alongside you. And in doing so, you'll find that you can hold on to your culture and be confident in it. So thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, sister. Thank you so much for sharing the personal story from your own personal experiences as well. I think I also would have preferred the pilau over some random guy's apartment. And also one more thing you mentioned, yes, I do agree that everyone should go to TMA events. I might be a little bit biased, but I think there are some great communities at every university that you can join, and they host some great events. On to our next scenario, and hopefully our last one. Dear Compass, back home, I felt confident about my career path. But here in Canada, I don't even know where to begin. Most jobs ask for Canadian experience, but how do you get that if no one hires you in the first place? I've sent out dozens of applications and barely hear back. Networking also feels intimidating because I don't know many people here. I'm worried that by the time I graduate, I'll still be behind compared to local students. What are the first steps I can take to actually build a career here? Ready but rejected. I'd like to hand this last one over to Brother Taha.
Perfect. Thank you so much. This is one that I really like talking about because it reminds me of my experience looking for a job right after graduation. And it was the year 2019. I was looking for my first job. I kind of started thinking about it last semester, and I had the same thoughts. I was like, yeah, other people have offers. They're, there's people whose dads are in companies and have gotten them jobs, and I was just still figuring out what to do. And that's when I realized, I was like, you know what? I need to capitalize on all the experience I had. So the first thing when you get to Canada, you need to make sure you do get some sort of internship, co-op, any sort of experience, paid, unpaid. I still remember one year I volunteered, they said it was a paid opportunity, but spent all the money taking the GO train downtown. But it was basically helping a VR experience. I worked there for like 2 months, got paid basically nothing, but I did it just so I can get that experience. And small things like that along the way, getting internships, co-ops really help get that Canadian experience. But even if you don't have that experience and you have any sort of volunteering experience, don't be shy to share that and say, hey, I've actually done this. I know how to build an Excel spreadsheet. I know how to do a poster. Whatever it is, a lot of skills, and you would be surprised. There's a lot of tendency where you're not confident in yourselves and you're like, hey, I can't do this job. I won't be able to do this job. And that is the first thing to keep in mind is when you get the job, you'll be able to figure it out. So making sure you are more confident in yourself, especially when you're going to interview, trying to make sure you present yourself for the job. You think that you're almost hired, so make sure you speak like an expert, things along those lines. But then one other thing that always comes up is, hey, I don't even get the interviews. So that's where the networking portion comes in again. I still remember my first ever job I got was, or the interview I got for my first job was through a Facebook group that one of my professors had. And in that group, someone posted a job posting and I commented, interested, and then sent that person a message, and that person got me an interview, and I interviewed, I got the second round, and then it's just about getting your foot in the door. So you never know where those sort of foot in the doors will come in. So don't be shy to kind of tell people, hey, I'm looking for a job in this industry. Do you know anyone working? Or anything related along those lines. And then the second thing, which especially with the Canadian job market, is it's all about getting that referral. So the more people who you can talk to in that industry, the more people who can kind of refer you for that interview will really help. But then also keeping in mind, once you get that referral, putting your best foot forward. I still remember whenever I had an interview, I would go all out. I would present the decks. I would change the font color to match the company font, change every single thing to match, and then go for the interview. And I know that if I get rejected, I've done my maximum. I've given 110% and not 90%, not 80%. So that's the other thing is, especially with, that you have that lack of experience or any other kind of disadvantages versus others, giving that 100% once you do get an interview really helps change things. And that's, the other advice I would give is, giving your best in making sure you get that, you make the most of what you've gotten. But then lastly, the last piece is also standing firm in your values. If you do get, interviews in places that you might not feel comfortable working, example, gambling companies, alcohol, anything in that field, know where you draw the line. So even if it's the greatest job ever, when you know that, hey, listen, I'm not going to be able to work, in a place that is promoting gambling, you need to draw the line and say, I won't even apply here. Or even if you get through the interview, whatever, you know that, hey, I won't be able to work on this. Or if you get assigned a client that is in that realm or something along those lines, make sure you know where you draw the line. But that's all I had for, tackling that Canadian experience.
Of course, thank you so much, Brother Taha, for your very wise and practical advice. Before we wrap up our Dear Compass discussion, I'd like to just end off with something a little bit different, and I hate to put the panelists on the spot here, but we've heard so many thoughtful answers to the scenarios tonight, but I want to leave everyone here with some final takeaways. So I'd like to ask each of our panelists to share one piece of advice. It could be based on the topics we've discussed or just something general from your own experience that you think could benefit students and young people here tonight. You can think of it as your closing reflection, your one-liner of wisdom, something that just all of us, we can carry home with us. Can I start with Sister Sakina on the far right end, please?
Okay. Mine is that sometimes the bravest thing that you can do is ask for help. So don't feel like you have to do it all alone, because you really don't. That's not what Allah expects of us. That's not what our community expects of us. So this is like me telling you as, you know, one of the members of the ISIJ, please reach out if you ever feel like you need help with anything.
I would say that think of this new country as a new place and and a new experience. Try not to compare it with everything back home. As much as we miss home and all the great things about home, the food, the comfort, that can sometimes make it really difficult to adjust to a new place. So try think of everything here as a new adventure that you're excited to be part of, and then hopefully that will help you eventually call this place your second home as well.
I would say take every opportunity you can get. Like, at the end of the day, you're not here with your parents' identity. You're your own person. You have this opportunity that you can be whoever you want to be and do whatever you want to do. Use that in a good way. Go to events, try new things, and figure out what it is that you like. That could be a whole new hobby. That could be a whole new community that you go and reach out to. Just be yourself. Don't lose yourself in this whole race to fit in, like we said earlier. And yeah, just try everything that you can to be the best version of you.
Sometimes I feel like everything that needs to be done, I need to do. It's like on my shoulders, and it's a really heavy, heavy weight. And feeling like you can't control something, and even though you have to, is really, really tough. So I think what my advice is to myself and to all of you is to always ask Allah for help in what you're doing. And you'll find that when you realize, or well, when I realize and remember that the result is not on my shoulders, only the effort is, then it eases a burden off my shoulders as well.
My piece of advice is mainly around knowing that the struggle you have right now you'll always have a better life ahead. So keep in mind right now, you'll be like, yeah, I have to wake up at 6 a.m., take the bus, take the train. Know that it gets better every year. So every year that I've personally lived here, it's just gotten better and better. And keep in mind, the first years, the first couple of years you come, those are the hardest years. So never give up, believe in Allah, and make sure you're giving your 100% in everything you do.
My piece of advice is never lose your connection with the mosque. Before I came to Canada, I told my roommate that at least we find somewhere, a place to stay beside the mosque. Of course, it's 2 hours away from college or universities, but at least it's 15 minutes away from mosque. You have commute, I know it's winter, but try your most to come to the mosque for such events, Thursdays, Muharram Safar. I know our Jamaat does Fin Station bus, but make sure you try to come in almost every time there is an event. Before I end, I would like to everyone to recite Surah Fatiha for one of the international students who was one of us who passed away in 2018. His name was Mohammad Abbas Damji. So if everyone can recite Surah Fatiha.
Thank you so much to all of our panelists for those valuable insights. Let's please recite a salawat for all of them as they make their way back to their seats. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. All right, let's switch the gears a little bit with some interactive games. So the first game that we will be playing tonight is the painting game. So there'll be one piece of paper on each table. If I could please ask someone to think, so I'll give you all a minute to think of a team name that you can write on the back of the piece of the paper, please. right behind your team name. You pick now. Okay, does everyone have their team names ready? Does anyone need more time to think of it? Okay, 1 more minute. Okay, so just to explain the rules or the instructions of the game, Brother Hasnain and Sister Sarah will be at the front with a piece of paper which will have a picture of a painting that one person from each table will need to come up, and they'll have a set amount of time to take a look at the picture, and they need to draw it from memory. And so we'll have all 6 people at some point come up and try and draw and complete the picture. By the time the 6 people are done, hopefully we can have a complete picture. So can I have one person from each team please come up to the front to Brother Hasnain and Sister Sarah Manik on the right side there. So one person from each table please to go and take a look at the painting and start off for your teams. Okay, each team will have 20 seconds to try and draw the picture from memory. So as soon as the sisters are done taking a look, so you'll have 10 seconds to look at the picture and 20 seconds to draw. If everyone is done drawing, can we get the second team member from each table to go and take a look at the picture? 10 seconds to come up. Rapid rounds, let's go.
I bought this new one. No, really. Yeah? This part for 430. God damn.
Okay, good to know. Like this.
Please, yeah.
I forget because I'm used to doing this.
I know the other one, those are cheaper. Those are 250. That was made in 1969. They just adapted it to
All right, 20 seconds to draw.
This is 2025. This new one.
Is it pens or pencils? All right, time's up, markers down. Can we have the third team member to go up and take a look at the picture, please? So they're not moving. That's why they're telling you to announce.
You go. You keep announcing. It's fine. Since I recorded it, so I need recording.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 20 seconds to draw. Let's go. Yo, let me see the original.
I remember when it was crazy, but they're not limited editions, so they just keep it. They're making sure. You don't have to tell them to put your pen. Just next person comes.
All right, next person, can you go up, please? Take a look at the picture. 10 seconds. Let's go.
Someone has to.
All right, next team member, can we come up, please? Take a look at the picture.
Watch them be so off, bro. 4, 5. I was going to tick tick 1, tick tick 2. I was just. You need to be enjoying 100%. Do all of it in here. You need to come back. I came here when I was. Yeah. Oh, you now. Done.
All right, can we get the last team member to come up and take a look at the picture? I hope everyone's in a team of 6. This is the last round. Please make sure that you have every single detail correct on your drawing. Every grain of sand, every item on the page. All right, pens down, everyone. Markers down, pencils down, whatever you have, put it down, please. Please make sure that you have your team names on the back. That is very essential so that we can know who the winner is. We will now be having one volunteer from each side to collect the pieces of paper so that our committee can judge who the winner is. So can I request Brother Hasnain to please collect the brothers' papers and Sister Sarah to collect the sisters' ones. Okay, I hope all the papers have been collected. Inshallah, we'll now begin our next game, the Cup Pyramid Challenge. Yeah, so for this game, you should have some cups on each table, an elastic band with ropes attached to it. So the task, if everyone could please pay attention, the task is to build a pyramid of cups. 5 on the base and stacking upwards all the way until you have 1 cup on the top. So, the instructions are that you're not allowed to use your hands to lift the cups. So I'd like everyone to please stack them the way they were. Thank you very much. The task is to each person on the table grabs one of the ropes and uses that to stretch the elastic band to have it grab around the cup and have them stacked like that. So to begin, every cup needs to be stacked together in one stack. All right, I don't know if the instructions made sense. If anyone has any questions, you have to use the strings to stretch the elastic band to grab the cup and stack them. And so this will be a time-based game. The first team to successfully stack their pyramid, 5, 4, 3, I hope everyone knows how to count. Okay, for now, you guys can talk your strategy, practice, whatever, and then we'll all start at the same time so that we can time whoever finishes first. Okay, we'll begin the game in 2 minutes. If I could ask everyone to please have all the cups stacked in one stack in the middle of the table, neatly, please. Thank you. We'll begin the game in 2 minutes. Okay, change of plans, guys. There's no need to stack them, but they all need to be laid out on the ground. So like this on the table. I don't know how to explain it without like on the table, not on the ground. So there's no need to stack them, just lay them out each upside down. Upside down. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so keep doing that, yeah. Yeah. Wait, bro, they're not done. They're not. Guys, don't start, please. I will count everyone down so that we can see who finishes first. The winner will be first to finish. Do not start the game. I will count everyone down. I'm going to start counting down from 10. They're ready. Let's see where they are. No, everything's flat. For the that's amazing. After everything. So we finish the quiz, then we have raffles, and then I'll call you. Okay?
Don't touch the cups. Don't touch the cups until we count down.
Okay, we'll begin in 10 seconds. 10, 9, please hands off. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. If you're done, please put your hands up. I need your hands up to know that you're done. Okay, so we have a clear winner, right? Okay. Okay, we do have a winner, but feel free to complete your pyramids. Put your hands up if you're done, please. Sister Atika will pass the prizes on to the winners on the sisters' side, and Brother Shabir will pass them on to the winners on the brothers' side. All right, we now have the winners finalized for the first game, the painting game. So, the winners for that game, the name of the team is Teletubbies plus 2. If you could raise your hands, please, if that's your team name. Teletubbies plus 2. Okay, Sister Atika, if you could please pass on the prizes to them. Thank you very much. And the painting is displayed on the screen if anyone wants to take a look. All right, while you're all taking in this amazing drawing that the Teletubbies made, we will now move on to the Menti quiz. It's time to test your knowledge and to give away some more prizes. So the code is now displayed on the screens. One person per table. Please join. Only one person per table. Join the Menti. The code is on the screen. One representative for each team. So take out your phones, join the Menti. Code is on the screen. Every other team member, please phones away. I only want to see one phone out on each table. Only one. I'm watching you. Just to prepare everyone, the quiz will cover the topics of the city of Toronto, ISIJ, and some cultural questions. There will be 15 questions in total, so we'll see which team comes out on top. Here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here there's 5. Why are there 11 players? Guys, if there's one extra player in the game, if you've joined and you're from a table that already has someone in the game, please leave. There we go. Okay, can we get started, please? I'll read out the questions for you. What is the tallest freestanding structure in Toronto? 20 seconds. Is it CN Toilet? CN Tower? Is it BN Tower? Or is it CNN Tower? I really thought the right answer would be CN Toilet. All right, so I think most of us were able to get the right answer. If we can move on to the next question. And the leaderboard, who do we have in first place? The Mango Tasbis. In first place, Team United in second, and Just Fatima in third. All right, next question. Get ready, guys. What is the name of Toronto's hockey team? You have 20 seconds for your answer. We have Toronto Maple Dumps, Toronto May Leaves, Toronto Maple Leafs. Oh, okay. Wow. All right, so who do we have in first place? And the Mango Tasbis stay on top. Second place, we have Nakshe Jan. And third place, again, just one person, Maliha. Question 3. What is the best plaza to get halal food from over 100 different cuisines? Rouge Plaza, Richway Plaza, Browntown Plaza, or Ridgeway Plaza? Wow. Richway. All right. Let's see who comes out on top this round. Oh, looks like the Mango Tasbis are lagging behind. And we now have Maliha in first place, Team United in second, and the Teletubbies are back on the leaderboard from the last challenge. Question number 4. Which 2 major sports teams play at Scotiabank Arena? The Raptors and Jays, the Raptors and Argos, the Jays and Leafs, or Raptors and Leafs? Everyone has voted? Oh, 8 teams were able to get the right answer. Maliha now takes first place. Teletubbies in second place, moving up one spot, and Naksha Jan back on the leaderboard for third place. Question number 5. What is the name of Toronto's underground pedestrian walkway? Wow, 3 seconds, everyone has voted. All right, let's see. Someone said the TTC way. Okay. All right, Teletubbies are now taking first place. Are you guys really going to let them win 2 challenges in a row? Come on, guys. Question number 6. What does KSIJ stand for? That was fast. And the Teletubbies stay in first place, with Maliha coming in second and Naksha Jan for third. Question number 7. Which street is often associated with the main KSIJ mosque in Dar? Ali Hassan Mwinyi, Sam Nujoma, Julius Nyerere, or Bagamoyo Road? I really hope the Bongo team gets this right. Oh, a lot of teams said Ali Hassan Mwinyi. Interesting. We like to see Team Bongo getting in first place, hopefully. Oh, they stayed in their place. Still Teletubbies on top. Who is the current president of Tanzania? Is it Mama Samia Hussein, Mama Samiha Hussein, Mama Samia Hassan, or Mama Sana Hasnain? All right, majority were able to get the right answer. Oh, Teletubbies still staying in number 1 place, with Team United now in the second spot. Question number 9. Which mountain is known as the tallest freestanding mountain in the world? Mount Rushmore. Oh wow, that was fast. Mount Kilogram. Who said Mount Everest? Guys, come on. Team United is now in first place. How many committees does the ISIJ of Toronto have? Is it 21, 22, 23, or 24? You have 10 seconds to answer. Everyone has voted. Let's see. Only 2 teams were able to get the right answer. 21 committees in the ISIJ of Toronto. Team United staying on top. Which of the following is not an ISIJ of Toronto center? Is it Jaffari Community Center, Masumin, Jaffari Islamic Community, or Razavi Community Center? Apparently Masumin and Razavi don't exist. So, in first place, we now have Team United staying on top with Teletubbies now coming in second place. And Team Fall is now on the leaderboard for third place. Question number 12. What is Maulana Rizvi's favorite country to visit in Africa? Is it Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa, or Morocco? Ooh, an even split. It is actually South Africa. If you were here for our Thursday night program hosted by JIY, I'm hoping you would know that. We have Team United still being the fastest and in first place, with Teletubbies in second and Team Bongo in third place. Next question. 3 more questions left, guys. Anytime. Uh-oh, technical difficulties. How old is the ISIJ of Toronto? Is it 50 years old, 52, 54, or 56 years old? We have majority of the teams getting it correct at 52 years old. With only 2 questions left, Team United is in first place, with Team Bongo getting the fastest this time and coming in second, with Teletubbies in third. And we have the second last question of tonight for the mentee. What is the big project that the ISIJ of Toronto is working on currently? Is it the Jaffari Village Residences, the Jaffari Youth Initiatives? Is it Jaffari Youth Matchmaking? Okay, thank God everyone was able to get that right. And Team United in first place, Team Bongo in second, and Teletubbies in third. It's going to be a close one. With the last question of tonight, who is the current president of the ISIJ of Toronto? Rizwan Datu. Thank God. All right, let's see. And our winner for tonight's mentee is Team United. Can we please congratulate them with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad? Can you please raise your hands? Chocolates for you guys. Who wants the last one? All right, congratulations to the winners, Team United. Now, on to my personal favorite segment, the raffle draws. Can I please request Brother Hasnain Merchant, the chair of JIY, to please come and pick out our raffle winners for tonight? Please welcome him with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. First up, we have two beautiful Quran rehals from 313 Designs. Can we please display it on the screen? There will be one given out on the brothers' side and one for the sisters. Hopefully, we will have their Instagram on the screen soon if you'd like to check out more of their work. So, Brother Hasnain, can we please draw out the winner from the brothers' side? Amazing. So, please have your tickets at the ready as we will now be announcing 053. Please put your hand up if you have that so far. 053. All right. The next numbers are 257. Please have your hands up if you still have. Oh, wow, that's a lot. Okay. The next number is 6. How many of you have your hands up? 4 contestants remain, only one number left. The number is not 2. Sorry, bro. But the winner of tonight's raffle for the Quran Rihal is the number 9. Allahumma salli ala. Brother Aslan, if you would like to give the Rihal to Brother Muhammad Abbas Mauji, who is our winner from the other side tonight. Can I please request Sister Sarah Manik to come forward to pick out the winner from the sister side? All right, guess I'm picking it out. Okay. All right, have your tickets at the ready, please. The first 3 numbers are 053. Can I see some hands up, please, if you have 053? I'm not sure why the brothers are raising their hands. 053, 258, 5, and the last number is not 6. It's not 8. The last number is 4. Please recite a salat for the winner. Hopefully they're here. Please recite a salawat for the winner. All right, next up we have a gift card from Angry Wings right here. Can everyone see that? Amazing. So I will now be picking out the next raffle ticket. Hold on, let me give them a good mix here. I have accidentally mixed the winners in again, so if you do win again, I apologize, but you're not going to get it. All right, so this is going to be everyone all together. So 053, can I see hands, please? 053, 257. The second last number is 7. How many hands? Quite a bit. And the last number is not 1. It's not 2. It's definitely not 3. Sorry, bro. It is 7. Nice. Please recite the salawat for the winner. All right, and for the last but not least, the final prize, the final raffle, we have the grand prize, a Leox something 2.0 bike from Bike Depot. Can we display it on the screen, please, if possible? Can I please call forward Brother Rizwan to pick out the raffle winner for tonight? Yeah, you can pick out one. All right, just to give you a little bit of insight on tonight's prize, the HYLX 2.0 in the Leox Hybrid Bike Series exhibits a different fork finish, an upgraded speed index, guys, and more polished disc brakes to deliver a next level hybrid biking experience. It's not a regular one, it's hybrid. It's capable of delivering the classic comfort of hybrids, plus a few twists for more control or a faster change of pace. If you're looking for a bike to raise your standards of what a hybrid can do, look no further than the one we're giving out today, the HYLX 2.0. This bike retails for $900. And I have the winning raffle ticket right here. All right, so have your raffle tickets at the ready. The winning numbers are 0, 5, 3. Can I see hands, please? 2, 5, 8. We have two numbers left. We have two numbers left. The second last number is 4. How many hands do we have left? 0? And the last number is 1. Do we have a winner? We do? Amazing. Congratulations. Please recite a salawat for the sister. I'm sure, as you can see, we do not have the bike in Marhaba Hall at this moment. But we will reach out to you. If one of the sister volunteers could take the sister's phone number and name down so that we may reach out later to handle the logistics for the bike, as it may need to be shipped out or collected from JCC. Thank you, and please recite Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. All right, next up, I would like to call Brother Hasnain Merchant, the chair of Jaffari Islamic Youth, to share a few words about the role of JIY and the importance of youth involvement in our community. Please welcome him with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I know what you're thinking, another speech. Haven't we heard enough today? Don't worry, I'll keep this short. So as Salman mentioned, my name is Hasnain Merchant. I'm the Jaffari Islamic Youth Chair, which is the youth arm here at JCC. You've probably heard JIY mentioned a lot tonight, so let me explain who we are and what we're all about. So our mission is simple. It's to cultivate a vibrant community of Muslim youth committed to holistic growth and excellence. And we're inspired by Marhum Sayyid Asad Jaffari's guidance on youth engagement, and that's why we divide our events into 4 categories: social, recreational, spiritual, and academic. And we always balance them between the 4, and we try to create spaces where friendships are built, leadership is nurtured, and faith is strengthened. Our vision is to equip youth and our community with the confidence and tools to contribute positively to society. And our guiding principle comes from the time we ran in elections, which is Wilaya, Amana, Leadership, and Ilm. I joined JIY last year after elections and was elected as vice chair. At that point, I honestly did not know what to expect, but I knew I wanted to contribute and give back to my community. Very quickly, I learned that JIY is more than just running program. It's about being part of a team, a family that's working together to serve the youth of our community. As vice chair, I got to see the behind-the-scenes work, how ideas turn into events, how planning requires attention to detail, and how teamwork is really the backbone of everything we do. This year, I was elected as chair, and alhamdulillah, this has been an incredible responsibility and opportunity. Being chair means not only helping plan events, but also guiding the vision of JIY, supporting the team, and making sure our values, wilaya, amana, leadership, and ilm are part of everything we do. Over the years, I've learned a tremendous amount of leadership, how to step up when decisions need to be made, and how to balance being decisive while listening to others. Teamwork, working with brothers and sisters from different backgrounds, respecting each other's perspectives, and moving forward with unity, as well as planning, learning that every detail matters, from securing a venue to booking AV equipment to making sure volunteers have snacks set up. I've also had the chance to help organize such a wide range of events: bonfires, movie nights, ski trips, treetop trekking, workshops, and of course the spiritual events that strengthen our connection with Allah. Each of these events taught us something new, whether it was time management, communication, or even how to improvise things when things did not go well. So yeah, now you might be wondering, why does JIY really matter? Isn't it all just about events? The truth is, it's not just about events. It's about creating a space where youth feel like they belong. A space where they're not just showing up for something once in a while, but where you feel part of a bigger family. For me personally, JIY has been about building identity. Living in the West, it can sometimes feel like our faith is separate from our day-to-day life. JIY flips that. It helps us live Islam in a way that's authentic and connected to who we are. It's also about purpose. It's a chance to learn. It's a chance to grow. And most importantly, it's a chance to contribute. Every single one of us has talents, whether it's creativity, organizational, technical skills, or simply a positive attitude. JIY gives us that platform to bring those strengths together and to serve the community. So to the youth in the audience, my encouragement is simple: get involved, come to our programs, volunteer, share your ideas, and if you feel passionate, run in our elections. Because this isn't just about JIY's community, this isn't just our community, it's all of our community. So I meant it's not just my community, it's all of our community. And the more you put in, the more meaningful and rewarding it becomes. At the end of the day, JIY matters because it helps us live our faith proudly, build lifelong friendships, and work together towards something bigger than ourselves. Just before I end off, we created a calendar for everyone here, especially the people new to our community, about the events that happen weekly here at JCC. So if we can just flip to that. So there's a lot of events that happen throughout the week here at JCC, and it's a great way to get involved. There are by JIY, the Mubata on Mondays, there's the Fajr on Sundays, as well as there's a lot of sports events that happen throughout the week. So yeah, if you have any questions about JIY, how to get involved with JIY specifically, or even these events, feel free to reach out to me, Shabir on the brother side, or Sarah Manik and Atika on the sister side. Sallu ala Muhammad wa alay Muhammad.
All right, before we officially close, we would like to share one more special moment with you guys. I'd like to invite Zahra Auntie to the front for a short presentation. Please welcome her with a salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
And finally, I would like to take a moment to remember a very special young soul, Marhum Muhammad Abbas Mahmood Damji. We first met him about 7 years ago at an international students event. Sister Mumtaz recalls noticing him in a breakout session. A striking young personality, full of potential and promise. In the short time he was with us, he gave so much back to the community, including serving as a madrasa teacher, guiding and nurturing younger students in their faith. His loss was a tremendous loss, not only to his beloved family, but also to our community. Yet his memory and contributions continue to inspire us, reminding us of the importance of compassion, service, and uplifting one another. This evening, we honor this memory with a plaque presented to his respected mother, Sister Yasmin Damji. I would now like to invite Sister Yasmin to the front to receive this plaque. A token of love, du'as, and appreciation for her son's lasting impact on our community. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant Marhum Muhammad Abbas the highest station in Jannah. Bless his family with patience and strength, and shower his mercy upon all our marhumi. I humbly request everyone to join me in reciting a Surah Fatiha for Marhum Muhammad Abbas and all our departed souls. May I request Mumtaz Suleiman to come to the front as well to present the plaque. Yasmin, please come to the front. I would also like to take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt thanks to those who helped make tonight's event so memorable. Brother Salman Rashid for doing an excellent, outstanding job as the MC. Very professional, eloquent, engaging, and truly setting the tone for the evening. The young girls who enthusiastically put together the games and activities. Your creativity and energy brought so much life to the program. Sister Sajida Habib for organizing such a wonderful and delicious meal. Sister Sabira Megji and Masma Dirani for their dedication in helping with the serving and ensuring everyone was cared for. And a special appreciation to JIY, who stepped in and took care of the entire setup without even being asked. Your readiness and commitment truly embody the spirit of service. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless each and every one of you for your efforts, accept your service, and reward you abundantly. Ameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
All right, as we come to the end of tonight's program, I'd like to sincerely thank each and every one of you for joining us. And a huge thank you to all of our speakers, all of our panelists, our organizing teams, JIY, Let's Connect, Nudba Group, and the Ladies Committee. And of course, each and every volunteer who worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Tonight we've tried to not just create an event, but a space of belonging. There's a phrase in Swahili that I'd like to share at the request of Mumtaz Auntie. Nyumba mbali ya nyumbani. It means home away from home. And that's exactly what we hope Roots and Roots can be for all of you. A place where you feel welcomed, supported, and connected, no matter where your journey started or where it's heading. Please stay connected with Jaffari Islamic Youth for future programs, and inshallah, we'll see you all again very soon. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Just one final announcement. The brothers, I think the sisters have already eaten dessert, but the brothers, there is dessert for you on the tables on the side. And there are leftovers if anyone would like to take some home. Now we will end off with ziyarat by Brother Muslim.
السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا نبي الله السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب السلام عليك يا سيدة النساء العالمين فاطمة الزهراء السلام عليك يا خديجة الكبرى السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى السلام عليك يا حسين الشهيد بكربلاء السلام عليك يا علي الزين العابدين السلام عليك يا محمد الباقر السلام عليك يا جعفر الصادق السلام عليك يا موسى الكاظم السلام عليك يا علي بن موسى الرضا السلام عليك يا محمد التقي السلام عليك يا علي النكي السلام عليك يا حسن العسكري ورحمة الله وبركاته السلام عليك يا صاحب الزمان السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن السلام عليك يا إمامنا وإمام الإنس والجان عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك ورحمة الله وبركاته